Happy Thursday. I am Anna Morgan, your career BFF. This is day 16 of the Advent calendar of activities to build momentum, keep you excited and motivated during this holiday season to attract opportunities and move opportunities forward during this holiday season. So I help career misfits become badass job closers in 90 days. And I am super excited to be here. We have Gabe in the house. Good morning, my friend. LinkedIn is, I guess, officially working this morning. I was so crushed last night that our delicious dish did not go off without a hitch. It was a mess. But hey, you can catch the replay. Okay, I see myself on my cover image. Let me see if I can actually go to the post, and then I can also engage in the comments. Thanks so much for the support, Gabe. Thank you for including me in your daily newsletter. I love the work that you are doing, really spreading awareness about those of us that are showing up on live. I really appreciate that. All right, June, good morning. You're up early. I did not want to wake up this morning. There, Gabe and June are hanging in the comments. Awesome. All right, so it looks like, yay, I can get in. Yay. I'm here. Day 16. Honestly, I can't believe I've gone live 16 days in a row. I was super resistant to it for some reason last year. So, but that is different today. We did still rock it. And there are definitely lots of value in our conversations and a lot of little funnies. And June, I am just so grateful for your friendship and all the fun things that we get to do here on LinkedIn. Lisa, I have my coffee as well. So just waking up over here. So, all right. I see a few more people here. Say hello in the comments. I want to know. And we're talking a little bit more about personal branding. And I'm super happy to answer any questions anyone may have. The personal branding topic is something that can go on and on and on. I definitely am. June, I literally thought about coming on with my heat miser hair and my leftover makeup from last night because I ended up staying up late after our live last night. So June and I talked a lot about personal branding, and part of the personal branding journey is experimenting and being willing to fail, being willing to take messy action and try different things. And it is all about progress, not perfection. And through your journey of showcasing your leadership voice and kind of breaking down some of your stories. We talked about our experiences being laid off in the height of the pandemic. That is now part of our kind of branding, resonating story that creates that connection when people hear about our own career journey, right? And that's the whole principle of personal branding, is sharing those micro stories that are relatable, and then adding in the elements of who you are as a professional and telling those stories about special projects that you have worked on, how you have transformed a department, how you hired hundreds of people, those types of things. Then bring in those personal stories with your professional stories, and that builds that social proof and that social awareness of who you are, what you're all about, and is that personal brand, that top of mind awareness that attracts opportunities, and where you're going to find more incoming opportunities, especially on LinkedIn, than you would if you were just having to fill out applications all day. So Gabe says, can you imagine going live every day for 6 months? It's fun, but it's a grind. And at times, yes. I mean, yes, Gabe, 6 months, that is intense. That's a lot of days of having to put your face on and, be there. Yes, progress, not perfection. Progress over perfection. I love Gabe is adding to the conversation in June. Personal branding is a big deal for any kind of creator. Always a great topic, because you would believe how many people do understand the importance of having it. Yeah, it's those relatable storytelling elements. Another coach that I really admire and look up to is Carrie Twigg, and she is very much about really breaking down these micro stories in your career, and using those to elevate your personal brand, one, and then two, help you build that confidence when you're in interviews and how you're telling those stories. And she put out a book last year called Career Stories. So if you're interested in that, I definitely recommend checking out her book as well. June, did you read that book as well, I think, right? Thank you. Enjoy your probably meditation and exercise, your me time. And I am so glad LinkedIn is working as well. So our personal brand just kind of tells the story out in the world of who we are as a human being. And for me, it's all about authenticity. And it's, derived from our mind, our heart, our values, our passions, and what we believe to be true at the core of us. And our personal brand also really ties into our values. And that's an area that I do a lot of work with. Prior to getting to my BFF personal branding statement section, is really getting that clarity and understanding those values. And when you have those values, it makes it easier to build the personal brand. And as a job seeker too, it's also a guidepost to make sure that you're staying honest with yourself when you're evaluating opportunities. So your personal brand is, how you get out there and market yourself in the world. And you want you want people to talk about you and highlight you when you're not there, right? Think about the things that people say about you when you're not in the room. And so that's what my tip was today is if you're just starting this job search journey and you really want to think more organically about your personal brand, is to look at your close network, look at some of your past coworkers, your family, your friends, and send them a quick text and say, hey, I'm working on a special project around personal branding, considering job transition. When you think of me, what are 3 to 5 words that you feel describe me? And I did this exercise, and I believe it might have been Kyle Elliott that had recommended I do this exercise or something similar last year. And it was so helpful because when we are in our own head, right? We are so close to all our awesomeness. Sometimes it's so hard to see it because it's like blurry. So if we step back and we reach out and we ask for that perspective from people that we trust and that we know will take the time to really think through that, that can be so incredibly powerful. So I ended up doing that with a bunch of different people. And then I put it in kind of like my little recommendation or my spiral up folder. And that's always something that I use if I have a day where I'm fighting imposter syndrome or I'm feeling like I just can't show up or something like that. I look at some of these descriptors and it's just this grounding reminder that, okay, yes, I can do this. And so that's why I recommend the same practice for job seekers and career changers. Again, because it can like really fill you up and give you that strong foundation to support you as you're thinking about building your personal brand. So, and then you can look for patterns, right? You can take those descriptors, you can look at your past performance reviews. You can take some time to journal about peak career moments, folks that were most influential to you, um, you know, your career journey essentially, and break down some of those stories and look for those patterns. And when I say that, I like in my head, I think about, the like CSI shows where there's like the big wall and there's the strings and the people and like connecting the dots. But that's what you can do with your personal brand. Like have fun with it. And you can share as much or as little as you want with the world. But again, it's all about connection. Okay, Gabe has a question. What advice would you give to someone seeking guidance in developing a personal brand? Okay, great. I think we're on that journey. So exactly what we're talking about, Gabe. Text people and see to tell you, 5 words about how they would describe you, and then look at your career journey. Look at those peak moments, those low moments. And then start looking for patterns, or look at get curious about the things that light you up, those passions. But then also get crystal clear about your values. And the values, in my opinion, drive the personal brand, and give you, a little bit more of a direction. And, but again, I feel like a personal brand is always evolving. And my experience, especially growing my visibility here, has proven that you start off a little bit small, and then you start sharing a little bit more. Where I started talking about my journey in Alcoholics Anonymous and being sober for 10 years, to talking about my experience with ADHD as a kid and how I navigate it as a entrepreneur and employee and mom and in a family of ADHD people. So I would say for those starting out, ask people how they would describe you, sit down and reflect on your values would be the first 2 steps. And the third step would be to sit down and write out kind of like your career story. And this is also an element that I work with my clients on. It's a career misfit inventory, where we look at what it was like, what happened, and it helps us process situations so we can move into making that pivot or that new career change. And it also gives us an opportunity to look at our part in things, and let go of any resentments or weirdness that we have about any certain portions or parts of our career. And that really supports people as well in seeing some patterns and strengths and uniqueness that they could package into that personal brand. So I am definitely not a personal branding expert. However, the theme that I've heard throughout my career is people have said, I love your brand. And prior to people saying, I loved your brand, it came in the form of referrals, where people just knew me as someone who was an expert in the recruiting, sales, and a job placement space. And that just expanded from there, which pushed me and inspired me to get into entrepreneurship. And that is the power of a personal brand. And we talked a little bit about this last night. I know COVID has proven the power of a personal brand is even more important today, because the market is volatile, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when the rug's going to get pulled from underneath us, right? So we always have to have a backup plan, and a way to have strong career insurance is to have that visibility and have a personal brand here on LinkedIn and be having those conversations on a consistent basis, because conversations and engagement lead to opportunities. And it doesn't matter if you're a job seeker or an entrepreneur. That is a fact that's a fact. I'm just gonna say it. That's a fact, right? Let me have an amen. All right. So it is 8:47. What else about personal branding? I think, let's see, looking to transition my career in social media as a content manager, as a creative director. So this advice is so helpful. Awesome, Gabe. Thank you. Yeah, I could totally see you doing that. Might have some more ideas for you if you want to jump on a coffee chat soon. For you in this space is just to keep showing up like you are, engaging where your ideal hiring manager organization is, and networking. You know how to do all that. You got this. That's exciting though. I love to see people doing massive pivots like that. So, all right. So tomorrow is Friday, day 17. I will be back again at 8:30. I'm like, why did I schedule these for 8:30 every morning? Ooh, I was like super motivated when I made the schedule. Next year, I'll be shooting for the noon time. Actually, tomorrow I am not going live until 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So big switcheroo tomorrow. I am going to be pulling back the recruiter curtain and providing more insights about effectively networking with recruiters. I have pretty much held every type of recruiting position. So this is a topic I get hyper excited about talking about because I'm on a mission to help recruiters and job seekers get along better, understand each other better, and live in happy harmony. In the spirit of Christmas, can we all just get along? Like, what is it? The little guy from the Grinch, or not the Grinch, A Christmas Past or Christmas Carol. God bless us, everyone. So check that out. Saturday is my 6 ways to overcome fear of career change on Saturday at 2:00. If you are interested in joining, just send me a DM and I will hook you up with the link and the information to join. We are building what is it? Vision boards. We are building our vision boards. So that will help us alchemize any fear of making a job change and kind of clearing the emotional channels to shine brightly and take fast action to accelerate opportunities in 2020. So with that, friends, I am complete. If you would like to get to know me more, feel free to grab a call on my featured section of my profile. Definitely check that out. I published my second newsletter this week, and I talk a lot about burnout in that article. So if you are at all a recruiter or a job seeker and have felt the least bit crispy or burnt out, definitely go check out that article. I hope everyone has an awesome day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. See ya.